Hey guys, hold on, let me flip y'all around. I gotta put the clip. Hold on, shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait a second. I'm gonna have to hold you for a second. Ooh, I should have prepared myself before I left Target. I just left Target, so it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter ride. I am back. I know you guys were saying that y'all missed me. Well, I am back. And better. I am feeling a shit ton better. Hey Olive. So I'm having to hold you because I started driving before I got myself settled, and I did things ass backwards today. So I'm holding you and driving, and I'm getting to a stoplight, so hopefully it still stays red so I can quick clip you guys on my dash. So just be patient with me for a second. I'm trying to hurry up and get up here. Okay, cool. All right, quick. Hold on. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. There. Okay. So, let me see. Who's all with me today? Hi, Trini. Hi, Erica. Olive says, weatherman is so damn confused. It feels like spring today. I know. I'm loving it though. I needed a little break from that crazy cold weather we had. So I just left Target right now, and they had a bomb ass sale going on. I don't know if this is everywhere, but if you guys like Sonia Kachuk at all, she has the best, literally the best bronzer and bronzer and blush palette that I'm just so in love with it, and I'm so glad that her stuff is like on clearance right now. I don't know if it's everywhere, but at my Target all her stuff is on clearance. So normally this palette is like I want to say $11-12 in there. It's the most expensive because I am not an expensive bitch when it comes to what I put on my face. I like to get the cheap stuff. I wear a lot of e.l.f. But when it comes to this bronzer and blush palette, I had gotten it. I had actually, first time I tried it, it was when I was getting ready for my wedding and I wanted to get like some really nice makeup. So I saw this palette and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try this out. You know, it's a little bit more expensive than what I usually spend, but ever since I bought that palette the first time, I've been hooked, like addicted. So if you guys ever try out Sonia Kachuk's bronzer slash blush palette, it's the bomb, and they have it at Target. And like I said, I don't know if the sale is going on everywhere, but I got this palette. Normally, like I said, normally it costs between $11-12. I got it for like, I think it was like $6. So it was like half of what I normally pay. So I got the I got that, and I got a highlighter too. So yeah, I kind of got myself, because I was running low. I was already at the end of my palette, like fucking scraping out whatever the hell I could get off of there, like using my nail, like, come on, one more day. And yeah, so I finally got me a new one, and yeah, that's about it. I was super sick, you guys. I was like really messed up for a like good few days. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Erica, the struggle was real. I'm telling you, I was like scraping out. I'm like, come on, you can do it. But yeah, so I went, and it's, for me, I'm always like, you know, I think that Libra kicks in when it comes to shopping time, because I'm like, okay, do I really want to spend this? Do I, you know, and I've been getting better at it, because, yeah, sometimes I notice that I do tend to be a little too cheap, and I'm like, all right, come on now, you know. So yeah, I need to, you know, I gotta take care of me too, especially when it comes to, like, you know, looking good and feeling good about myself. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, what's a few dollars, and then you see that sale, and I'm like, oh girl, I'm not only give me the bronzer and the blush, I'm gonna give me the motherfucking highlighter too. So yeah, so that was good. That was good. It's always nice when you go to the store and there's a sale going on. So enough talking about a whole bunch of nothing. I had gotten a couple of questions and I wanted to go ahead and answer that. That's true, sometimes we have to spend on ourselves. Exactly. You know, you have to spend on yourself once in a while, especially when you're working so hard. And you know, yeah, you're making sure everything's paid. You know, you got to make sure the bills are paid first, the rent is paid, of course. You know, you got to make sure you get your grocery shopping done if there's anything in the house that's needed. For me, I always make sure that my dogs are all good. They have their food. They have everything that they need. So I always make sure that everything's taken care of before I, you know, spend on myself. But then it's like, you know, you do have to treat yourself sometimes to, you know, something that you're wanting, because if you're working and you're busting your ass, you deserve a treat. You deserve to treat yourself. You know, you have to. Otherwise, you're working and then you don't have anything to show for it, or, you know, make yourself feel like, you know what, I earned this. And you know, that's part of loving you too, when you're, you know, working hard and everything and being dedicated. You also gotta, you know, get yourself a little something here and there. Oh, hey Desert Siren. Yeah, we still gotta look good too. Exactly, Trini. So I had gotten a question about in regards to my voodoo dolls, and I wanted to go ahead and throw this information out on the video, because whenever there's a question that's asked that I know somebody else could benefit from information wise, I like to share it on a video. So I wanted to get into talking about different offerings that you can give to your voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls, they love when you give them, just like any deity statue or anything. Oh, please, this guy trying to pass me up, whatever. Just like any deity statue or any deities, they like it when you offer them, you know, a lot of them like liquor offerings, offering of a spirit. And when I say spirit, I'm not saying like, you know, like your spirit or somebody's spirit, but a spirit offering. Spirits are also it's another name for liquor, alcohol. These are spirits. So when you give a deity a spirit offering, you can use whiskey, you can use rum, you can use tequila if you want. I usually always, and I don't know, maybe it's because it's my favorite, but my favorite spirit to offer the spirits is Bacardi. I love to offer Bacardi because I love to drink it myself. Ooh. I love to drink it myself, and we try to keep a bottle in the house because I incorporate Bacardi or rum, whatever kind of rum you'd like. And you can use different kinds, like if you like more of like the darker rum, you know, you can use Captain, you can use you know, a darker rum if you'd like, but I like to use clear rum when I'm doing a lot of my stuff. Well, you better get off my ass. Yeah. So that's what when you're offering a deity a spirit, like I said, you can use any kind of liquor that you would like. Also, they like coffee. They like to be offered coffee, and recently La Madama, she has made it known that she doesn't want, for me, I don't know, like, I'm not speaking for everybody, but for me, what she has been wanting for me, she's been wanting coffee beans, not coffee, not hot coffee like in a cup. She wants coffee beans, like the actual, not ground up or anything like that, but beans. So I've been putting in an offering bowl that I have for her. I have in her offering bowl, I have cornmeal, which I love to offer her cornmeal. You can also offer cornbread. But I like to offer her cornmeal, and I like to offer her coffee beans. Also, I offer her, you know, things like molasses, syrup, corn syrup, maple syrup, honey. You know, these are things that I like to offer. I offer La Madama. Now, each deity or each spirit that you work with is going to be a little bit different. Yeah, see, Desert Siren says her dolls like sweets. So, oh, and she also says, yup, don't forget to have a life while making a living. Exactly, Desert Siren. So, just do, have your own connection with your dolls or with your spirits. If you feel like they're wanting something from you, or you feel like, while you're doing a working, if you're working with your doll, or you're working with a deity, if you get a certain kind of craving afterwards, something that you usually don't really want too much, it could be chocolate, it could be, you know, you get a craving for, I don't know, some type of craving, you know, all of a sudden you want, what would be a good one? Like, you crave coconut, something with coconut. You could use coconut incense if you want. We have, I know we have, I don't know, I'm sure other shops carry coconut incense. You could burn a coconut incense for an offering. But when you're working with a deity or a spirit, I do like to keep some type of drink, something that they can drink. So that's where I use the spirits, like rum, or you can use whiskey, or you can use tequila. You can use whatever kind of liquor you want. You can use vodka if you want. I like to put, or if you don't want to offer a spirit, you can offer water, a glass of water. Always keep a glass of water at your altar so that the spirits have something to drink, something to, because, you know, without something to drink, without something to eat, you know, us as humans, we have to eat, we have to drink to be able to survive, to keep living, to have energy. The spirits are the same way. They need something to drink. They need water. They need some type of liquor, or even something to eat. If you want to offer them a food, or if you want to have this, if you want your offering to last longer, you don't have to offer them, you know, home cooked meals if you don't want to. I'll do an offering to my dad when I have Chinese food, because he loved Chinese food. I'll do an offering to him when I make arroz con gandules, because he likes that stuff. So I'll offer these things to my dad, and I don't make them all the time, but when I do, I'm like, you know what, my dad would like this, I'm gonna serve him a little bit, and I just do a little portion. It doesn't have to be, the spirits don't need a big plate to eat off of. It can be little portions of things. If you go to the bakery every morning and you like to have bakery and coffee, you know, cut a piece of your pastry and offer it to your spirits. Pour a little bit of coffee in a cup and give it to your spirits. You know, or if you have coffee beans, like I was given, that's the thing too, is that I'm always given, like, people are always gifting me really cool things, like and cool things, like I had gotten gifted a bunch of bags of just coffee beans that were already expired. So you know, and coffee does have an expiration date, so they were already expired. So I wouldn't personally drink them. I mean, you could, because expiration dates, I just, you know, I know that manufacturers want to cover their asses, so they put an expiration date on it, but in reality, this coffee is probably still good to drink for another few months. But what I've decided, since La Madama loves coffee beans so much, I always put the coffee beans around her candles, and it's very fragrant too. It smells really nice. If you like the smell of coffee, I'll put the coffee beans around her candles, and then once they lose their scent and everything, I throw those out, replace them with some fresh ones. You know, just like with my my Yemaya altar, my altar area where I have Yemaya, she likes flowers in her water. So I will cut some flowers, because I still have my flowers growing. I have my indoor garden. I will cut some flowers, fresh flowers off, and I'll put it in a jar with water up to the top, and that's how she likes her water offerings. So I will actually stick flowers. She likes things very pretty. I'll stick flowers in her water, and that's how she likes her water offerings. blessings. And then I'll have a shot glass where I put the rum in, and I'll have the rum sitting there with the water. That way she has options. You know, I'm giving her options. Well, you know what? You want to sip some spirit? You can sip some spirit. If you want some water to quench your thirst, there you go. There's your water, all pretty with some flowers in it. And sometimes I do offer them, you know, like the last things that I had bought for Yemaya. I had bought some really cool, I actually did a video when I went to Swaparama. I had bought these what were they called? Like corals. I bought some corals, and those were the last things that I had offered her, because yeah, it's not a food and it's not a drink, but it's her energy. It's more power to her energy, and it's like you're giving the spirits what you know that their favorite things are. So if there's something that represents a water element, you know, if you ever take a trip and you go to a beach and you collect some sand, you can use that for your deities. You know, if your deity happens to be a water deity. For the voodoo dolls, you can give them whatever it is that you feel called or drawn to giving them. If you know that they like spicy stuff, you could take some chilies, ground them up, you know, add them with some dry white rice, just to kind of create like, you know, like that right there in itself would be a spell, because the white rice is for purity. It absorbs negative energy. It gives out blessings, you know. So, and then you take that chili and you mix that with it, and you offer the spell to the deity to empower the deity, to give that deity more energy. And while you're doing all of this, while you're preparing this and you're putting this offering onto where the deity is, you're not only giving them an offering, but you're also offering them attention. You're giving them attention, which is what they love that more than anything. That you acknowledge them, that you talk to them, that you develop this relationship with them, and that right there in itself is a great offering. Time, you know, time, love, care, cleaning up their area. My Lama Dama, for me, she's very, let's see, I had noticed, because I just worked with her the other day, and I went to give her an offering of rum. And before I offered it to her, I felt like she wanted to see me take a sip first. So she was like, you drink it first, you know. So then I'm like, okay, you know. So I took a little sip of it. I said, this is for you. I spoke to her like as if I would be speaking to a grandmother, or to you know, when you speak to a spirit who's older, who's more wiser, you want to make sure that you speak to them in a certain respect. You know, you don't want to be like, hey, what up, bitch, blah blah blah. You know, don't talk to your deities like that. Talk to them like you're talking to somebody that you look up to, somebody of lots of power, somebody of you know, older age. That crone energy. You want to make sure you come to them correctly. You want to make sure that you talk to them correctly, with respect, with love, with, you know, I curse a lot, but when I'm talking to Lama Dama, believe no curse words come out this mouth. So yeah, just, you know, you want to make sure that you offer them something to drink, you offer them a food. It doesn't have to be every day, but if you are drinking something, or if you're eating something and you feel called to offer it, or offer a piece of it and share it with your spirits, then that's fine. You can do that. It's not, you know, it's really, once you get into the habit of doing it, and the thing is that don't worry if you're not doing it correctly, because there's no right or wrong way. And that's what a lot of people kind of get a little bit confused about, is because there are a lot of, you know, when you're following a certain path or a certain religion, there are a lot of rules. But when you're following your own path and your own religion and your own belief, there's no rules. And that's what I love about being an eclectic witch, is that if I feel called to do something, if I feel drawn to do something, and that's the other thing too, you have to be strong enough and confident enough in your work, and believe in yourself, and believe in what it is that you're doing, to not allow other people to it's almost like a control, but they instill that doubt in you where it's like, oh, I don't know, or oh, I don't, push that out the way. Because when you are doing something with good intention behind it, there is no wrong. You can't go wrong. If your intention is good, you can't go wrong. So just know that and keep that in mind when you are offering your deities or your spirits or your dolls. When you're making offerings to them, just know that whatever it is that you're feeling like being called to offer is right, and go with that. And don't feel like there's a certain way and there's a right way, or you're gonna do it wrong, or you're gonna make them mad, because it's not that way at all. It's definitely not that way. If your intentions are good, then that's all that matters. Oh, also, there was another question with the dolls is if you can perform more than one working at one time. Yes, you can. And the way that I would do this, so say, you don't even have to write a bunch of petitions. It doesn't have to be a bunch of petitions that you're writing. You don't have to write a bunch of stuff and pin it to her. Say you're needing more self-love within your heart energy. Take that red pin. If you have a piece of rose quartz, like a bead of rose quartz, you could stick that bead onto that pin and pin it to the heart. Or you could even take some, let's see, what would be a good roses. Everybody has roses. Everybody carries dried roses. If you don't, whenever you go to a supermarket, or if you're gifted roses, Valentine's Day is coming up, so you might get some roses for Valentine's Day. You might get yourself some roses for Valentine's Day, or you might get your deities some roses for Valentine's Day to show love. I know everybody's like, oh, these are Hallmark holidays and blah, blah, blah. I don't see it as that. If everybody's out there celebrating it and that energy is out there, why not be like, you know what? Yeah, okay, I could show love every day, but Valentine's Day is the day that everybody is doing it at the same time. So it has that energy out there in the air, and it's nice. You don't want to be a Debbie Downer. So, you could go and get some roses for your deities. Once they dry out, you could save them. The roses represent love. So if you wanted to pin a rose to your doll's heart, you could do that. That represents love. If you want to take a rolled up dollar bill, and that's the thing, whenever you're using money in a working, you never want to take it back and use it for something else. Like, say you rolled up a $20 bill because you wanted to make it a big offering, you wanted to give something really great. You rolled up a $20 bill and you pin it to the hand, so that you can receive money, and it's pinned to the left hand. You want to make sure you pin it to the left hand. Left hand is receiving energy. That's receiving. You pin it to the right, that's more of a giving. So pinning that money to the left hand, and then all of a sudden, I need some stuff for the house. I need toilet paper. I need milk. I need this. I need that. You see this 20 rolled up on your doll's hand. Don't go and unpin that and take that money off of there and go use it for something else. Because once that money is given and being worked with, you can't take it away. You'll be breaking a spell is what you'd be doing if you did that. So when you offer money, make sure that money does not go anywhere else. If you if you ever want to unpin it and take it off and do something else there, put the money underneath if you have the doll on like a platter, you can stick the money underneath the platter, or you can leave it at her feet. You can do that as well. You can leave the money at her feet and still know that was something that you offered, that's a working, that you don't have to keep things permanently placed on them. Say you got a tip at work, if you're a waitress or something like that, and you got that tip from work and you want to bring in more tips. Well, that money was given to you, so you can pin that to the left hand of the doll and let the doll know, I want to receive more tips, more money from other people, and you would pin that. But again, don't ever unpin it and take that money and use it for something else, because you have a working going on here. Let's see. You can use different herbs, whatever herbs represent things. So if you don't want to pin money, you could pin a sprig of dill if you want. You can use dill. I use dill a lot when it comes to money workings. Hold on one second. Let me see. Desert Siren says, as a gift, I also give perfumes, and they like that. Yes, Desert Siren, that's awesome. Perfumes is another thing. I keep perfume charged on my altar. I haven't given it as an offering, and I made it clear, like, this is mine, but I want to charge it with your energy. But once that perfume runs out, I'll offer that bottle. Maybe I'll create some type of oil in it, or maybe I'll just use it as an offering bottle to my deities. But right now I keep a perfume charged on my altar, and I'll spray myself every day with it, and I'll put intention into it while I'm spraying myself. That's a spell right there. Spells can be very simple. They can also be very complicated. It's however you feel you want to create a spell. But know that whenever you're doing something with a certain intention, it has that power. And, just the thought alone is a spell. Let's see. Oh, Mo's here. Hi, love. Hi, my brother. Trini, she says, will you use the yellow pin for business success? Yes, you can use the yellow pin for business success. If you feel that that is the color that you think of when you're in terms of thinking of business success, not just money, but business success, you could use yellow, because yellow reminds me of citrine. Citrine is a stone that is perfect for when it comes to business success and, helping with your business matters and things. So you could use a yellow pin. And that's the thing, is that when I send the dolls with the information, and each pin represents, each color of each pin represents a certain energy. If you don't feel like that energy is resonating with you, you can change it. You can program it to do whatever it is that you want it to do. So, I'm only the creator. You are the spell worker. So I create something. When you take this doll home with you, or you make this doll yours, I'm just kind of like the orphanage almost. I take care of everything, and I love everything until it goes to its permanent home. Once it goes to its permanent home, it knows who its owner is, because there is in universal law, when you trade something, when you trade something for something of mine, for example, I have prices on my items. So let's see, glasses, for example, pretend this is an item I made. This is a doll. When I make this doll and I set it up on my shelf, and I love it and clean it and, cleanse it, and I acknowledge it, and I acknowledge the energy. When somebody says, Nina, I want that doll belongs with me. So then you send me your payment. Universe sees this. Universe acknowledges this. This is you signing a contract saying that item no longer belongs there. That item belongs to this person. So, and the doll knows this too. So then when the doll goes home to you, the doll knows that you are its mother. I was only the caretaker for the moment in time of where it didn't have a home, or it didn't have an owner. Now, because there was that exchange, you are now the person it becomes your possession. It becomes your spell, your deity, your whatever it is that you end up getting from me, talisman, same thing. I create, but you are the person that does the work. You are the person that it belongs to. I'm only the creator. So that's how they work. So when you get this item, and I put certain intentions into everything. Hi, Johnny. When I put certain intentions to everything, it doesn't mean it has to be that way, because you could get this item and you can completely change it. You can completely do your own thing with it. Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah, that's it. Hopefully I gave you guys some good insight on things. I'm here parked outside of the shop, and we have a lot to do today. So I will be going live on the Spiritual Vibes and Soul Sisters channel today, because I have some more new items to show. This is more wearable items. And Oh, thank you, Anna. This is more wearable items. You're welcome, Trini. And also we're going to be doing the daily read. So if you guys would like to join us and stay tuned, you guys could check us out on the Spiritual Vibes and Soul Sisters channel, where we will be going live. Yes, more items, Desert Siren. And I will see you guys there a little bit later. Thank you guys for riding with me. Thank you for joining me. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys at the next video. Blessed be.